I went to see The Zone of Interest fairly recently with my brothers. It has been nominated for Best Picture at this year's Oscars. It is directed by Jonathan Glazer, who's kind of really on my radar as definitely a director to watch. I'm not quite at the point yet where I'm willing to say he's one of my absolute favourites, but he's made some real knockout films, in particular Under the Skin, which is an absolutely brilliant sci-fi. It's not for everyone, but it's pretty trippy. It's really great on the visual front, and it goes places. Definitely goes places. So yeah, that was his last film before this, and I've kind of been waiting on tenterhooks to see what he was going to make next. Well, this is it, and it got nominated, as I say, for Best Picture. So that instantly made me go, okay, now I definitely need to check this out. There isn't much of a story to this, to be honest. This is like a fly on the wall. It's shot in a way that a German family going about their business, and cameras just seem to be in the room while they talk about some of the most mundane things possibly known to man. Now, the thing is, it just so happens that their work is that of being the commandant of Auschwitz during the Second World War. So you have this man played by Christian Friedel, who is the man of the house, but he's also the commandant. He's responsible essentially for bringing in the Jews, killing the Jews, disposing of the Jews, which is dark, twisted, sick, and yeah, everything that you can imagine. Now the thing is, we never see any of this. We never see his work in the Schindler's List kind of way of speaking. You know, we never once do we see a Jew being taken out or anything like that. But it's all the more horrifying as a result, because we see this family, as I say, husband and wife. So you've got Christian Friedel playing the husband, the commandant, and then Sandra Huller, who I believe is nominated this year for Anatomy of a Fall, which I've yet to see, but she's great in this, really, really great. They play the husband and wife, and they're going about the business. They're talking about the garden. They're talking about problems with work schedules and mundane family stuff, like having the mother-in-law over, and it would be seriously boring, and it still kind of is a little bit boring, I would say, and repetitive. If it wasn't for the fact that all around them we know what's going on. You know, when we see a chimney behind them with smoke pouring out, we know what's going on in there. When we hear noises of screams while people are just pleasantly going about their gardening, we know what's happening there. And it makes the events all the more horrific because, yeah, we're seeing it from the side of the people who did the atrocities, and we're seeing that they just didn't give a toss. That evil is at its most evil, at its worst, when it becomes the mundane everyday. The film hammers home that point, and it's one of the downsides of the film, because it's like an hour and a half long, and it's just that, really. There's no real story. We get like some character beats with Friedel's character kind of getting is it a promotion or is it a demotion? And he doesn't really want to move away from home, but he's got no choice but to move away from home, and that gets resolved later on. So that's kind of the character's journey, but none of that matters. None of that is of any real interest. It's literally just, yeah, what's going on over the fence? We never see it, but because we never see it, it's all the more horrifying, because these people are acting like it ain't even happening. What Glazer does as a director is phenomenal. What he's doing with the camera, with the wide shots, like the way he frames a shot so that we see the beautiful mixed with the horrific on the outskirts, and things like that, is phenomenal. It's phenomenal directing work. The question is, did this need to be an hour and a half long? And the simple answer is no, it didn't. What we're essentially getting is the same point hammered home again and again and again and again. And I feel like you get half an hour into the film and you're like, right, I get it now. I get it. Now, there is a brilliant kind of cut shot where we cut from the past, the setting of the movie to the to the present, with regards to Auschwitz, with regards to where it was then and where it is now. And that's a really effective jump cut. It's just this jump cut that suddenly you're pulled out of what's going on in the movie to realise that, oh wow, okay, something really horrific is going on with Auschwitz today, I would say, in the fact that it is a tourist destination. And it's just, yeah, it leaves a bit of a sick feeling in your stomach, to be honest. And then there's a final shot of what we literally see Friedel's character descending into darkness. Like literally, that's the final shot is him descending into darkness, literally and figuratively. And it's a great shot. It's a great way to end the film. It's a great way to end the journey of this character. It's the only way to end the journey of this character, I would say. And again, like I say, from a directing standpoint, it's a phenomenal job from Glazer. I would say it's a film that everyone needs to see. I would say it's a film that should be shown in schools to educate those who, quite frankly, need educating these days with regards to the Second World War and the atrocities that were committed, because it seems to be getting quite forgotten with the younger generation who don't seem to know jack about the history of the Jews beyond anything more recent. So yeah, it's definitely a film that is required viewing, but it's a one watch for me. I don't ever foresee me wanting to see this again. As I say, it's what is essentially a brilliant short film, like one of the best half-hour movies you've ever seen, stretched out into a feature. So on every technical level, I can't fault it, but from a narrative level, and that's what I come to cinema primarily for. Is I want to go on a journey. I want to follow a character as they begin one way and are transformed into something else by the end of the film. And that's not the case here. This is just, no, we are who we are, and what we're doing is what we're doing, and it's bloody horrific. Have a watch. But without actually seeing it. So yeah, it's more of an avant-garde experimental film that I certainly appreciate, and does make me still, look forward to whatever Glazer is going to bring next. But it's a one-watch film for me. Have you seen it though? Zone of interest. Leave your comments on the film if you've seen it down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this review, and until next time, cracking.